Between them, Constitutional Initiatives 126 and 127 would make the biggest changes in decades in how Montana elects its leaders. Supporters of the measures say those changes would put the power back in the hands of voters, but not everyone is on board. Currently, Montana primary voters get multiple ballots, one for each party. They choose any one they want and vote for only candidates in that party's primary. The top vote getter from each party moves on to the general election. If CI 126 passes, all candidates will appear on the same primary ballot with their preferred party listed. Voters choose one candidate for each office, and the top 4 finishers, regardless of party, will move on to the general election. CI 127 would change the rules for the general election. Instead of just the candidate with the most votes winning, it would require a candidate get a majority, at least 50%, to win. The legislature will have to pass a law to set up the system for what happens when no candidates get a majority.
It's not special interests, it's not parties, it's about people. And this incentivizes behavior in our elected representatives that requires them to build coalitions, to govern more broadly.
Frank Garner, a former Republican lawmaker from Kalispell, is a board member for the group sponsoring CI 126 and 127. On Monday, he debated the measures in Helena with another former GOP legislator, Matthew Monforton of Bozeman. Monforton says under CI 126, there may be multiple candidates from a single party in the general election, and the ballot won't show which candidate is actually preferred by that party.
And there will be no way for any political party, whether it's a major party or a minor party, to be able to rebut that and communicate with the voters through the ballot and say, no, this person really doesn't represent us.
The only state that currently has a top 4 primary system is Alaska. There are top 2 elections in California and Washington. Paul Pope, a political science professor at MSU Billings, says every state's outcome will be different, but there is reason to think changing the primary system could have an impact.
The most die-hard Republicans, the most die-hard Democrats, who tend to be out on the wings of the party, they're more likely to vote in the primary than what we see in the general election. And if there's a little mixing of who can vote for whom, I think we're going to end up with probably less extreme candidates.
There are 5 other states where voters will be considering ballot measures to create top 2, 4, or 5 primaries this year: Idaho, South Dakota, Colorado, Nevada, and Arizona. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.